Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Ashland High School football. Paul Burke along with Bob Thacker for tonight's game as the Clockers take on the Raiders of Dover Sherborn.
They're led by their coach, Julie Seletnik. Did you see what happened?
So we're just about ready for action on a chilly night with a wind that's going to be a factor as the flag is blowing out. The wind coming from our left to our right, and you'll notice it as the game wears on, I'm sure.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of
The national anthem sung by our own Amy Conley of the cheerleading staff. A terrific job. Thanks very much. As we're just about set for the kickoff of tonight's game. And we'll be checking the receivers for you, of course, and let you know exactly how things are stacking up. Coming into tonight's game, the Clockers are 3-5 on the year, and Dover Sherborn is 2-5. And not to put the jinx on Ashland, but they are favored in tonight's contest. So we would hope that at the end of the game, obviously, that Ashland will be just a game under 500 at 4-5, and certainly a turnaround from last year's performance, which we're more than happy to see. Well, as you can see, the Clockers going back to take the kickoff. And as I said, the wind should be a factor here tonight as the flag is blowing dead away from us to the right, blowing straight into the receivers' faces. Deep receivers for Ashland, number 24, Jamie Merlone, number 36, Craig Pandolfi, and they're back around their own 7-yard line. So they are deep as they await the kickoff, and it's going to be number 18, Judd Smith, kicking it off for Dover Sherborn. Here we go as he kicks a low liner, and it's going to come down to Brian Blogensteiner. Blogensteiner with the ball, falls across the 35-yard line, and we're underway. So the ball is set just across the 35-yard line. Clockers will put it in play from there. We expect to see quarterback Jamie Campbell, number 17, coming out, leading his club as indeed he does. In the backfield behind him are Merlone, and this is Van Beek, the tight end, going in motion. Campbell with it, wants to throw, lines it up, and it's incomplete. Intended out there for Adam Van Beek, number 85. But he couldn't come up with the ball at midfield, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. There's a flag down, and I didn't see the preliminary signal, but it's in the vicinity of offensive holding. Let's see what they do. And they walk off 10 against the Clockers. Tough way to start a football game, as indeed it's offensive holding, so that backs them up. It'll be 1st down, but 20 to go this time as they replay the down. It'll be 1st down and 20 for the Clockers. Jeff Silvetti coming to the left side, as you can see. In the backfield, it's Massaro and Merlone still behind Campbell. Again, Van Beek coming in motion. Haven't seen this all season. Something new here tonight as the handoff comes to Merlone, I believe, and he picks up not much. And he's slow getting up. In fact, he's not getting up. Tough young man, but he took a lick on that play, as you could see.
Ball carrier was Jamie Maloney, dropped for about a 4-yard loss on the play. It'll be a second down. It'll be a second down and about 25 for the Clockers.
A loss on the play of about 4 to 5 yards, so it'll be second down and 24. Coming to the left side for Ashland is number 21. And Campbell drops the snap, big pile. Let's see who comes up with it. Dover Sherborn has the ball. Tough break early for the Clockers.
Recovered by Dover Sherborn. Ball was recovered on the Ashland 20-yard line. It'll be first and 10 for the Raiders.
So the Raiders with dream field position inside the Ashland 20, first and 10. And this is said to be a throwing club. We expect to see the ball in the air as number 8 on the far side of the field. Wide receiver Chris Loftus is a key receiver, but instead of handoff, crosses everyone up. It goes to Judd Smith, number 18, and he picks up some ground to about the 15-yard line. So a pickup of just about 5. It'll be second and 5 as Dover is moving the ball. Early in the game, 9 minutes left, first quarter, no score.
We have an official timeout on the field.
The referee has called timeout for some reason. And well, now time's back in, okay. Quarterback Mike Pavlik, number 21. Big sports family, Dover Sherborn. This time the handoff again to Judd Smith. Breaks it over the left side, picks up a couple. There he's stopped, so it'll be a third down play coming up. Third down and passing yardage as that play just about went for a yard. So it'll be third down and still about 5 to go. We have yet to see them put the ball in the air, although, as I said, they're supposed to be a passing club. A couple of tough kids they have running out of the backfield, too. Judd Smith, number 18, and Brian Dean, number 34. They're in there now. Loftus is number 8, the wide receiver. A bootleg, and this is Pavlik taking the ball to his left, looking for first down yardage, and he's going to be there, I do believe. Let's see where they unpile it.
This is our quarterback, Mike Pavlik, on the keeper for the Raiders. Close to a first down.
He crossed the 10
10-yard line.
by about the length of a football, and I think they're going to measure it
Timeout.
as it's that close. Pavlik crossed up everybody on the defense as he bootlegged it and took it to the left and picked up just about 5. Now let's see what they do. They're going to measure here, stretching out the chains, and it's short, but not by much.
Short by about 6 inches. It'll be a fourth down play for the Raiders. Line of scrimmage is the Ashland 10-yard line.
Early in the game, the Clocker defense being called on for a big play. Pavlik comes to the line of scrimmage, calling signals, takes the ball, hands it off straight ahead. They've got it. Going through, I do believe, was number 34, Brian Dean, but he picked up more than enough. So it'll be first and goal from about the 8-yard line. Raiders are knocking on the door. And the wind has not abated, and yet they haven't thrown the ball, but they've got the wind to their backs. Pavlik with it this time. Handoff, and he's going to be stopped, I think, in the backfield. Let's see. I think it was Judd Smith. Let's see as they untangle. Was it? I believe so. Number 18, Judd Smith. But he stopped for a loss back outside the 10-yard line, so it'll still be second and goal, but this time from around the 10. So that was a loss of about 3. Good defensive play by the Clockers. Pavlik with it, rolls, wants to throw, looking, throws it out, and it falls incomplete. Intended receiver was number 34, Brian Dean, but the ball was a tad underthrown. Came up short. So now the decision time comes. 3rd down and 10. 3rd down and goal, actually, but about 10 yards to the goal line for the Raiders. 6:54 left to go in the quarter, no score. So Pavlik goes to the sideline to talk things over with the coaching staff and see what they want to do. But you would suspect that it'd be a passing situation for them. Judd Smith is at quarterback in this set. Sweeping around the left side, rolls off a hit, and he's going to carry it into the end zone for a touchdown. How about that? Judd Smith moves into the quarterback position and carries it in from the 10-yard line, and the Raiders go ahead 6-0. As you can see, they're going to try for the 2-point conversion. Pavlik with it, rolls, throws, complete. They got it. The receiver down there was number 34. It was Brian Dean. And so suddenly the Raiders go out on top, 8-0 over the Clockers. Tough mistake by Ashland as they coughed it up at the 20-yard line, and the Raiders very methodically took it down the field. Attempted 2 passes, one on the drive which fell incomplete, but then they completed a pass for the 2-point conversion, and they looked pretty good doing it. We'll see the play again. As you'll see, it was number 18, Judd Smith, who kind of snuck in at the quarterback position. He rolls off a hit right there, a second one, and carries it in. So again, Ashland to receive a kickoff with the wind to the kicker's back. So let's see how far he kicks it this time. First time around was kind of a knuckler that came down to Blogensteiner. This is Smith to kick it off. And again, knuckles it down there, and it's going to be fallen on. And that's number 11, Raul Jimenez, who fell on the ball very wisely, prevents any kind of damage. So Ashland will actually take it over in decent field position right at their own 35-yard line. This is Silvetti split way out on the left side. As you can see, Van Beek on the right. Van Beek coming in motion. The count, the handoff to Maloney, cuts it to the left side, finds a hole, crosses the 40, and is taken down around the 44-yard line. He's quick, and he found that hole as he carried from the 35 to about the 44. He picked up about 8 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 2. Van Beek is on the left. He goes in motion again. Silvetti is wide on the right side. Campbell with the snap. Hands it off inside to Frank Massaro. Goes no place. We'll see where they mark it. Barely made it back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd down And a couple to go. This is Greg Carey, number 12, into the game with the play as Todd Asenko comes to the sideline. Carey wide on the right side, Silvetti on the left. Hand off to Maloney. He drops the ball, and I believe that Dover may have it back. They do. Second time tonight, Dover Sherborn recovering an Ashland fumble, and they'll take it over at the Ashland 39-yard line.
By Jamie Nicolazzo of DS. The Raiders will take over from the Ashland 40-yard line. First and 10.
Maloney looked to be tied up as he tried to make it into the hole and then was just plain stripped of the ball, and a couple of Raiders there to pounce on it. Pavlik with it straight back to throw, has some time, airs it out deep, and it's intercepted. Oh, pretty play. Jeff Silvetti on the interception. Now they rule no. Oh, I don't know. I'll tell you, I don't know. I thought he handled it. They say that it touched the ground. I don't know.
No, incomplete. Nearly intercepted by Jeff Silvetti.
Well, the official comes over to explain his call and has no doubt in his mind about it, but it looked good from here, but we're a long way from the play.
Second and 10 for the Raiders.
Pavlik out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops way back, has some pressure, throws it out, almost picked off again as it falls incomplete. And it was Blogensteiner coming up from one of the defensive back positions to attempt the interception, but the ball fell incomplete out in the flat so quickly. We come to a 3rd and 10 situation. And as someone pointed out, the snowflakes have begun to fall to the ground here at Walker Field. Not many of them, but just enough to add a certain ambiance to the setting here tonight as they send Perry Macarios, number 1, wide to the left side. Pavlik fakes the pitch, hands it off to Chris Loftus, number 8, has lots of room. Loftus is on the loose to the 20-yard line, to the 10, to the goal line, touchdown. A mega fake by Pavlik, handed it off to Loftus, and he was off.
Touchdown run for DS's Chris Loftus.
Clocker's in a hole all of a sudden as they trail 14-0. 5:08 to go here in the first period. They'll attempt the extra point. It's blocked. And in high school football, Ashland could have scored on that play had they picked it up and run it in, but instead it will go as an incomplete or as a missed extra point attempt by Pete Fickelson, number 20 of Dover Sherborn. So the score hangs at 14-0. We'll see the touchdown once again. Watch the fake by Pavlik and then the handoff to number 8, Loftus. Watch it. There's the fake, there's the handoff as he cuts it to his left, finds a big gaping hole, and just outruns the defense to the goal line. That was a gutsy call on a 3rd and 10 play. Gutsy call on a 3rd and 10. This time they squib a kick, and I think it's covered by the Clockers. Let's see. No. Wait a minute. Dover Sherborn comes up with the ball. They've got the ball on the onside kick. Although, I don't think it carried 10 yards before they touched it. I'd like to see that again. They're going to talk it over, but the Ashland coaching staff is going to complain, and I think with some justification, that Dover Sherborn got to the ball before it had traveled 10 yards, in which case it would be an illegal procedure penalty against Dover Sherborn. Once it goes 10 yards, it's fair game for anybody. Let's see if we can see it as we have a replay. Let's watch. Here we go. And as you can see, just as the ball crossed the 45-yard line, there was a gang of players. But, you know, it's one of those things that could go either way, and it's going to go Dover Sherborn's way here tonight. Now, the Clockers have just taken a timeout because I'll tell you, this is a club right now that needs to do some regrouping. Raiders have moved the ball at will, and these guys have to find a way to stop it. And from the other side of the ball, the Clockers have done just about nothing. So we're set again as the Raiders come to the line of scrimmage. This is Loftus and Judd Smith out on the right side. Pavlik back in the shotgun, takes the ball, drops straight back, throws it out. It's in and out of the hands of Perry Makarios, number 1. So it'll be second down, and a flag on the play, and the preliminary signal seems to be holding against the Raiders. So that could cost them 10. So they take the penalty, and it is indeed offensive holding against the Raiders, so it'll be first down and 20 as they will put it in play now from their own 45. They bring Eben Gregory, number 14, along with Chris Loftus out here on the right side. Makarios split wide on the left side, and this is Judd Smith coming in motion. Pavlik with it, hands it off inside, a quick opener to number 34, Brian Dean, as he picks up about 6 and is taken down.
Dean on the carry for DS. Gain of maybe 6. Second and 14.
I'll tell you, too, the Raiders have really mixed up their play rotation here tonight. Pavlik to throw, has time, throws it out, complete to Brian Dean, and he's taken down across the 40-yard line at the Ashland 38. So it'll be a third down play coming up, as that play carried for about 10 yards. So it'll be third down now and about 4 to go for a first down.
Line of scrimmage is the Ashland 38-yard line. It'll be third and 4.
Pavlik to throw, throws it out. This one's picked off by Silvetti. Silvetti with it at the 25-30. Silvetti to the 40. Silvetti to midfield, and finally hustled out of bounds at midfield. Jeff Silvetti. How about that? Not a flag to be seen either, so this play will stand. Jeff Silvetti with a big interception and run back. So the Clockers will take it over in excellent field position right at the 50. With about 3.5 minutes left to play here in the first quarter.
50 on the 50-yard line. Come on, put it in. Bingo, down the sideline.
Well, the Clockers need a drive on this series. They need to do something and do it quickly, I think. Hand off to Merlone. Merlone finds the hole. Merlone ahead for 10, almost 10, as he's taken down around the 41-yard line. We'll see exactly where they mark it. But a pretty play and a pickup of about 9 yards. So it'll be second down and about a little more than a yard to go. Nice quick opener from Merlone. Handoff again to Merlone. Has the first down and plenty to spare as he carries it to the 35-yard line. And across the 35 to almost the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 Clockers.
The senior class is sponsoring a penny drive. We'd like to have you donate your spare change to the receptacle at the refreshment stand.
Ball on the Dover-Sherborn 34-yard line. 1st and 10 Clockers. Van Beek going in motion. Campbell with the count. Campbell hands it off to Merlone. Merlone trying to cut it around on the right side. Turns the corner, takes a hit. Just as he gets to about the 20, cuts it upfield. I don't know how he does it.
Line of scrimmage will be the 27-yard line.
2nd and 3 from the 27. A minute 45 to go here in the first quarter. Campbell hands it off to Massaro, but this one's coming back as there was some sort of illegal motion on the part of the Clockers. So this one's going to get backed up 5.
Senior class, reminder, senior class is sponsoring a penny drive. There is a receptacle at the refreshment stand, and I'd like to have you donate any spare change that you might like to part with for the benefit of the senior class fund.
They call illegal procedure against the Clockers. And also a face mask violation of some sort against Dover-Sherborn. How about that? So these penalties are going to offset. It'll still be 2nd down and 3. There was a late flag thrown back in the area of the defensive backfield for Dover-Sherborn, and somehow or other the official spotted a face mask infraction. They're going to walk this one off. Okay, they don't offset. I beg your pardon. This is going to cost Dover some big yardage.
We'll get a first down.
They catch a 10-yard break, so the ball will now stand on the 10-yard line. And actually, let's see. It appears from here that they can pick up a first down without going into the end zone. Campbell calling plays. Ball is dropped again on the handoff by Massaro, but this time the Clockers fall on it. I think Campbell fell on the fumble as trying to hand it off to Frank Massaro. It fell out of his grasp.
2nd and 13. Line of scrimmage is the 18.
It'll be 2nd down and 13. There was a loss on that play, and I beg your pardon. I did not have the proper line mark. This is from the 18-yard line. 2nd and 3 from the 18. Hand off to Merlone. He drops the ball. Dover's got it again. Unbelievable.
Ashland
3 lost fumbles for the Clockers here tonight. And that one in a bad spot as they were knocking on the door.
DS will have a first down from the Ashland 20-yard line. Don't forget the 50-50 raffle tonight, too, ladies and gentlemen.
So Dover takes over. Diaz takes over at their own 20-yard line. 25 seconds to go in the quarter. And this is the handoff to number 18, Judd Smith. Rolls outside. Let's see where they spot it. It's around the 23-yard line, gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Buy your tickets to the 50-50 raffle.
Clock running, 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And the Raiders with a comfortable 14-0 lead. Handoff again to Judd Smith. Judd Smith with lots of room. And he runs it out to about the 37-yard line. That will be the last play of the first quarter. And at the end of a quarter, the score is Dover-Sherborn 14, Ashland. So they change around the sides of the field as we go to the second quarter. And for whatever it's worth, Dover Sherborn will be working with the wind in their faces this time, but I'm not sure that that's going to make a big difference. So they start from their own 38-yard line, first down, 1st and 10. As they come out, this is Loftus on the left, wide receiver, number 8. Perry Macarios, number 1 over on the right side. Pavlik with it, hands it off inside. And let's see who the ball carrier was. Didn't see there for just a second. It was Brian Dean, who picks up about 2, so it'll be 2nd down and 8. This time Macarius comes to the side, the left side. Pavlik calling signals. Pavlik hands it off to Judd Smith, and he's tripped up. And he stopped for a loss of a couple, it looks like, so it'll be 3rd down and almost 9. Kind of an obvious passing situation, but the last time we saw one of these, it was a handoff to Loftus, and he carried it in. Pavlik in the shotgun, back to throw, fires it out. It's complete. This is Macarios. He's hit, and he's spun down, and he's going to be short by plenty. His forward progress took him to about the 41-yard line, but that's way short. It'll be a 4th down and 6 situation. Well, evidently Mike Pavlik's the kicker as well. First punt of the night, and he'll be kicking into a pretty stiff wind. High kick, and it's going to come down, and there will be no run back. It takes a big Raider hop, and it's going to come to rest down around the 28-yard line. Let's see exactly. Right around the 28. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Ashland from their own 28. So again, the Clockers dodge a bullet following a turnover, but they can't go on doing this the rest of the evening, or else it's going to turn into be another long night. And that last one had to hurt because they were down to the 18-yard line when they coughed it up. So the Clockers have plenty of time here, 8 minutes plus to go in the first half. But, you know, frankly, time hasn't been the enemy for them here tonight. It's been a slippery ball or cold hands or something. I don't know exactly. Clockers have been content to keep it on the ground so far here in the game, but I would be curious to see if they might try airing one out, especially with the wind at their backs now. Again, Van Beek in motion. He's been doing that all night. Campbell with the ball. Campbell hands it off inside to Merlone. He finds a hole and carries it out to about the 34-yard line, 35-yard line. So a pickup of about 7 yards for Merlone. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Pitch back to Merlone on this play, trying to find the corner and turn it, and doesn't get much. Barely a yard, if that. So it'll be third down, still about 3 yards to go, and a big, big third down conversion play for the Clockers.
We have third and about 3 for the Clockers from their own 37-yard line.
Campbell wants to throw, throws it out, and it's tipped incomplete at the last second by Eben Gregory, intended for Silvetti, but it falls incomplete, so a fourth down coming up. That was a pretty dangerous pass, actually. I think if the ball had been a little bit higher, Gregory had a real good shot to pick it off, and had he done so, there was nothing between him and the goal line but for green grass and white lines. Massaro to punt. Handles it, gets a line drive out of there, and it's going to be allowed to roll. It's going to take a big Ashland bounce. All they have to do is catch up with it, and they do at the 11-yard line.
And the punt is down inside.
A nice break for the Clockers on that punt as it rolled a long way and finally was down at the 11-yard line where Dover Sherborn will take it over, 1st and 10. Pavlik with it, hands it off to Judd Smith. About over right tackle, and he carries it out. Let's see where they unpile. Carried out to the 15-yard line, so it'll be second down and about 6.
Judd Smith on the carry. Gain of 4, it'll be second and 6.
This is Macarios coming to the left side. Pavlik hands it off inside. It's Judd Smith once again. And that play carries for a couple. So it'll be third down and still about 4 yards to go.
Third down and 5.
Big play for Ashland coming up with third and about 4 to go for Dover Sherborn. Handoff inside once again. Was it Smith? I don't know, but whoever was, he's short, I do believe. It was Judd Smith, number 18, as he carried out to the 25-yard line. It'll be fourth down and about a yard. Well, Pavlik is back in punt formation. Gets the punt out, and again, it's going to be short. Takes a good, big mistake down there. Let's see, Silvetti touched it. It was a loose ball. Silvetti comes up with it. But they're going to call it Dover's ball. Dover Sherborn recovers again. They're going to say that Dover Sherborn had recovered that ball and that the whistle had blown before Silvetti wrested it out of his arms. That's a mental mistake. Silvetti should have just let that ball fall and roll, but the minute he touched it, it was a live ball, and the Raiders were there to pounce on it. So another tough break for Ashland. Dover Sherborn working from their own 44-yard line, 1st and 10. Pavlik bootlegs it, wants to throw, has time, unloads it, and it's incomplete. It's intended for Chris Loftus, who was a secondary receiver, but it fell incomplete, so it'll be second down and 10 to go. We count 5 fumbles by the Clockers here tonight, and they've lost 4 of them. Pavlik pitches it back. This is Smith. Smith tries to turn the corner, cuts it inside, crosses midfield to the 45-yard line, finally cut down as he comes to the 41.
Judd Smith on the carry. First down.
Another big run for Judd Smith.
Down inside Ashland territory to the 42-yard line. First and 10 Raiders.
Pavlik pitch back to Judd Smith, this time coming to the left side, cuts it up and gets tripped up just as he crosses the line of scrimmage. And let's see, might have gained a yard, might have, not much. So it'll be a second down and still 10 to go. Clock running, just 4 minutes left here in the half. The Raiders leading 14-0. As they scored early and often, but since then they've played the game pretty much between the 30s. But Dover Sherborn appears to be driving again. This is Smith going in motion. Pavlik with it. Pavlik hands it off again to Loftus on that cutback. Loftus has room. Loftus is in the open. And Loftus is going to take it in.
Touchdown, BS. That's Chris Loftus.
Second time tonight we've seen that play with the same result each time. So that runs it to 20-0 as we see what they do for the conversion attempt. They hit a 2-point conversion on their first try and had a kick blocked on their second. So they line up for the 2-point conversion. Pavlik calling signals. Bootlegs it, rolls left, throws it complete, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Chris Loftus. So the conversion will be no good, and the score remains Dover Sherborn 20 and Ashland nothing.
Two-point attempt is unsuccessful. And with 3:31 to go in the first half, DS leads at 20-0.
We'll see that touchdown one more time. And this is going to be like deja vu all over again. You saw the fake. You will see Loftus with the ball, and now watch him cut. Same as on the first time around when he ran it for a touchdown. Outran everybody. Terrific speed. Said to be the best receiver on the club, but I'll tell you tonight he's about the best runner, I think. So the Clockers find themselves in a most unenviable position. 3.5 minutes left in the first half, and they're trailing by 20. Now, mind you, last time around, Dover Sherborn attempted and were successful at an onside kick. This time, Fickelstein kicks it deep. And it comes down to Craig Pandolfi. Pandolfi with a neat run back out to about the 37, 38-yard line.
Turn for the Clockers up to the 40-yard line. 38 will be first and 10 for the Clockers.
So the Clockers have 62 yards to go and a little under 3.5 minutes to do it.
50-50 raffle tickets. See Ray DeMerit in the stands.
Ashland in their offensive set. Campbell with the ball. Campbell pitches back to Merlone. Merlone hemmed in, and Merlone is going to be dropped, I think, for about a yard loss. Let's see. Play was a little late developing. First time we've seen that one here tonight. The attempted pitch back to Jamie Merlone, but it went for nothing. Might have picked up an inch, so it'll still be second down. Still be 10 yards to go, but on second down, as the Ashland offense has been just plain ineffective here tonight for some reason. I don't know if it's the cold or the wind or whatever, but they've had no luck. Silvetti in the slot. Campbell hands it off to Merlone. Merlone gets away from a couple of arm tackles and spins forward to about the 45-yard line, depending on where they spot it. They spotted at the 46, so it'll be third down and about 3 yards to go as he picked up 7 on that run. A couple of defenders got an arm on him, but you're not going to take him out of there with an arm. This is Greg Carey, number 12, on the right side. Campbell hands it off inside. Churning ahead, let's see, as they unpile. It was Brian Blogensteiner, number 34, but he only picked up about a yard, so it's a fourth down situation and about 2 yards to go for the Clockers, and they're going to call timeout and talk about it.
How you doing? Hey, girls, how you doing? It wasn't me. It was Mr. Kunis. It was.
I have to mention my silent partner, Bob Thacker, and commend him on the terrific job he's done here in the first half.
Did you get the phone call earlier? There was a phone call for you. Did you get that? Did you get it? Early in the game, there was a phone call.
And they're going to kick it out of there. Okay. Jeff Silvetti, I beg your pardon, Frank Massaro back to kick. You're going to get one last punt with the win. High snap, gets it out of there. Pretty effective kick. Is they going to let this one roll and try and outrun this one to the goal line? And they're going to do it at the 4. How about that? Ashland backs it up to the 4-yard line. So Dover Sherborn will have a long way to go and not very good field position to work with.
Have fun. I already had fun. And the Ashland punt is now inside the 5-yard line. DS will take over from the 5. First and 10.
Well, on consecutive punts, Clockers have been most effective with a roll down deep into Dover territory. This one better than the first as it wound up around the 4. 49-yard kick. Pavlik hands it off. And was it Judd Smith again? Let's see. It was Judd Smith, number 18. Picks up almost nothing. It'll be second down. Ashland stops the clock.
We have a holding against the offense against Dover Sherborn.
And a flag on the play. Preliminary indication is holding. And it's going to be declined.
By the Clockers, it'll be second down and 10.
Probably a wise move under the circumstances because they only would have picked up a couple of yards on the penalty. Clock is running, a minute 20 to go here in the first half. This is Smith going in motion, and flags are thrown, and it's going to be some sort of illegal procedure penalty against Dover. I didn't see exactly what they did, but possibly there were 2 guys moving. Illegal procedure, and there were 2 flags thrown, so two officials saw it. So this does back it up, so this will take it to about the 2-yard line, as this penalty's automatic. So it'll be second down and about 12 yards to go as Dover Sherborn works from their 2. They bring Makarios out here on the left side. I know they don't want to kick out of there. That's a certainty, so they'd love to get at least 10 yards, get a first down. Pavlik hands it off inside again to Smith, and he's smothered. Timeout is called with 50 seconds to go here in the first half. Ashland stops the clock as they want to get their hands on the football, needless to say. And it'll be third down and a little over 10 yards to go for Dover Sherborn. as they work from deep in their own territory. Well, it's been a tough half for the Clockers between 5 fumbles, 4 of which they lost, not to mention an onside kick against them that was successful. This hasn't been exactly a textbook half of football for Ashland. All right, a big situation. 3rd and 10 from the 2 for Dover Sherborn. Let's see what they do with it. I beg your pardon, Smith again at quarterback, takes the ball, calls his own number, and gets it out across the 10-yard line. But it's going to be not enough as Ashland again calls timeout. It'll be 4th down and about 4 yards to go. Second time in that situation that they put number 18, that's Judd Smith, who's normally a running back. They put him in at quarterback and let him keep the ball. First time around they were successful running for 1st down, but this time he was caught up short. Dover has to think about kicking the ball out of there into a wind, which has died down just a tad, but they haven't had a good kicking game here tonight so far, as Pavlik has done the punting and really has not punted well. Except on the second of his punt attempts, the ball was touched by a would-be receiver for Ashland who muffed it, and it was recovered by the Raiders. I would expect that Ashland will get the ball with about 35 seconds to go, assuming that they handle the punt, either fair catch it or don't consume a lot of time on an attempted run back or whatever. This time a line drive that's going to come out. It's handled by Silvetti cleanly this time. He runs it upfield. He's going to try and take the ball to the sideline. Silvetti runs it out of bounds. He crosses the 30, and we'll see where they mark it. They're going to mark it someplace around the 25-yard line. He'll be right at the 25-yard line. And as I guess, they'll have 32 seconds to work with here in the first half. Campbell with it, wants to throw, throws it out. Incomplete, attempted for Merlone. He was open, and that would have been about a 10-yard pickup, but it was a little high and off his fingertips. Second and 10. Tried to go to the sideline with it to stop the clock, needless to say. Campbell with it. Campbell throws incomplete. Flags down. Okay. As Merlone was sandwiched between 2 defenders, and I think this is going to be interference. So it'll be a 1st down at the 20. 25 seconds left to go. Campbell to throw, incomplete. It was intended for Silvetti, and it was off his fingertips, and it was nearly picked off, actually, by number 8, Chris Loftus. So it'll be 2nd and 10. 21 seconds to go in the half. This is Jason Hickey, number 84, out on the right side. Campbell back to throw. Campbell throws. It's picked off. This is number 34, Brian Dean. And I'll tell you something. Raiders are going to score again before the half. 70-yard run back with an interception by Brian Dean. So just like that, Ashland with a golden opportunity turns it into a thunderbolt as the Raiders go up by 26-0 with time running out here in the first half. And let's see as they line up for the conversion attempt. They're going to try to kick, evidently. It's Pete Fickelson, I beg your pardon. And it's a fake. Pavlik with it. Pavlik rolling to his left, going to try and take it into the end zone, and does. 2-point conversion, so it'll be 28-0 with 5 seconds left here in the half. Well, we're going to see the touchdown once again. We'll watch as Campbell tries to throw, and he throws at a lot of white jerseys. We'll see who's there. Actually, you can't even see an intended receiver as the ball is picked off by Brian Dean, and there was just nobody between him and the goal line. So it's a 70-yard run back with that interception for a touchdown, and that brought it to 26-0. The conversion was good for 2, so it's now 28-0 with 5 seconds left in the first half. Crack statistician tells us Jamie Merlone has 36 yards on 8 carries. It's not a Merlone night, is it? The kickoff is going to be finally picked up by Merlone. Merlone trying to run it outside, cuts it upfield, and finally is going to be tackled, but that's it. That's going to be it for the half, and at the end of a half of football, the score is Dover Sherborn Raiders 28, Ashland Clockers 0.